Good afternoon, coolest coast. It is time for Coffee on the Coast. Good afternoon and welcome to this episode of Coffee on the Coast. I promise you it is going to rock. I'm your host today, Tina Prigge. We've got Sharon Verbeten from the Manitowoc Public Library joining us again, and we are welcoming a very special guest. It is Misako Rocks. Hi, Misako.
Hello, konnichiwa. Thank you so much for having me today.
Konnichiwa. Thank you so much for joining us. So you're here because you are an illustrator and manga artist. You've got your own graphic novels that you made. I'm just going to flip through this really quick so people can see how cool the art is. And you are coming to Manitowoc to present a workshop to teens, preteens at the Manitowoc Public Library. Misako, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes. So, wow, I started kind of like this. Well, I was born, raised in Japan. I left Japan when I was in college to move here because I always wanted to move to America ever since I was a little. But I never thought I was going to become a comic artist in my life. So still, even today, I'm kind of, I don't know, like overwhelmed by the fact even I'm talking to you guys about my artwork and my lessons, stuff like that. But yeah, that's what I do now. Before, I wanted to be a puppeteer, the Broadway musical Lion King, but I couldn't make it happen. But I found a way to become a comic artist. Well, I failed a lot. I challenged myself more than I don't know, more than I remembered. But now my career bounced back, so I'm really excited. Talk about my career and the bounce back and teach manga.
So it's so exciting because when you say bounce back, that is the name of one of your graphic novels. And you are now succeeding as a graphic artist, drawing manga. I just want to put up a couple of pictures because not only do you do the books, but you teach manga drawing. So there's Learn Manga with Misako. And some of your characters are so adorable. You know, here we see a character hugging Pikachu, surrounded by other cute little kawaii guys, and Liliko, and oh, look at this beautiful girl. It's so sumptuous. So how did you go from puppeteer to embracing art?
I was exchange student first, and I realized that all my friends in America, they got a scholarship to study, but I don't know, to me, my parents just took care of me really well. I really appreciate it. So I felt like I never felt like an equal to my friends in America when I was extended student. And I thought I really needed to challenge myself to do something big. And since finally I started speaking English well, I thought that maybe I'm going to try something art like my friends. And then I saw Broadway Lion King musical and I got so inspired. I started calling all the theaters in New York City, and I got the internship program to come to New York City. So that's how I started becoming I studied a lot, but my passion I had a passion more than anybody, I believe, but my talent was not there at all. It's New York City, the center of the art and the music and everything. So it was really tough. And my entire family are police officer in Japan. So they kept telling me, why don't you come back to Japan and just follow like your parents' dream, be a police officer. But like, Dad, me, police officer, I can't see myself in there. I wanted to just do something big and something completely different from anybody I know. So it took a while for me to find what I'm really good at and what I'm so passionate at it. And then I found manga, which was getting really popular in America at that time. So I studied by myself. I didn't have any money to go to art school. So I copied so many people's art style, and I read a lot. So first, I copied, and then I found my style. And then finally, I started calling so many publishers in New York City to just show my artwork. That's how I started it.
You made it happen. You just
Yes.
decided, you put your mind to it, you made it happen. And I like that you point out too, your story is inspiring that it didn't just happen overnight. You didn't just have like this natural gift that you were able, you like fall down 7 times, stand up 8, just keep going until you
Hmm.
find success. And you've got all of this great energy. I am excited that you're bringing it to Manitowoc.
Yeah.
Sharon, tell us a little bit about what we can expect when Misako comes to Manitowoc.
Well, Misako, just meeting you now this way, I'm super inspired. And I know that the teens of the area are going to love to hear your story. So, Saturday, September 30th at 1 o'clock, Misako will be here. We will have supplies, paper, pens for young artists to use. They're, of course, welcome to bring if they have a favorite pen or something, if they want to bring, if they have one of Misako's books. I know she said she'd be happy to sign it for them. Um, she seems very excited and enthusiastic. And so I really think it's going to be a high energy um, experience meeting her and sharing, your love, both Misako's love of creativity as well as teens in the area who might just need a little nudge, right? They might need some encouragement. And Misako, who better than you to give that to her, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I definitely noticed that because I teach a lot, and I do have about like 50, close to 60 students. Most of them in America, but some of them in Australia and other countries. Yes, Land Manga with Misako, that's my online school for elementary school students. I noticed like a new students, they get overwhelmed and they are dealing with the perfectionism. So
Mm-hmm.
really hard to break away and then just be flexible. So I tend to sort of play drawing games and just don't think too much. Just sometimes it's good to be pressured and then just don't think, just draw, keep drawing, and then you get better and better. So I should just showed, even like I'm not good at sometimes drawing at all, and I showed my mistake and everything, and they like it. And if your teacher sort of makes mistakes, I mean, they feel just like, I'm okay too, I can just do that. So I'm kind of trying to just, I don't know, I just want to inspire them, and just I want them to just challenge themselves and just not afraid of making mistakes. That's kind of my motto for my teaching.
Yeah, mistakes are okay. And sometimes it's those mistakes that'll even take you into a whole unexpected direction and end up being, something wonderful in the end.
Yes, so true. I mean, look at me. I failed a lot. I can't believe it's so funny because once you sort of start failing, maybe a couple times and getting rejections from a publisher, what is called a tough skin. I get tough skin. So,
Mm,
in the end, it didn't st- I guess it didn't bother me that much before. I'm pretty sure like teenagers, it might be they feel so sensitive about their artwork. Maybe when they say, nah, you should, maybe you can do this, you can do maybe better about this area, they think, we are attacking them. But it's not, we are just trying to help them. Giving a critique is so important. But
mm.
even the adults, it's really hard to sort of like suck it up, right? So it took a while to sort of like be, it's okay, I can just keep going, and then
What
finally reach the point. Ah, yes.
What a great outlook. So, Misako Rocks is coming to Manitowoc. It's a collaboration between the Manitowoc International Relations Association and Manitowoc Public Library for a hands-on manga drawing workshop. It is on Saturday, September 30th, and it's at 1 o'clock p.m. at the library. Registration is required, and that opens this Friday at 5 p.m. So definitely sign up. Um, so Misako, you've got Bounce Back, and that's the
Mhm.
book we were talking about. But now you have another book that's coming out. Is that true? No such thing as
Yes.
perfect?
Yes, November. I'm so excited about this. It's a continued story, but it's a different main character. I want every reader to get to know every bounce back character. So I'm really excited about this one. It's pretty personal, and I use my students' experiences a lot. They became my inspiration to create this story. So I think a lot of people, even adults, feel, I don't know, they can share their feelings to Emma and her friends.
Nice, nice. Do your parents ever show up in the books? Do you ever draw them in some way?
No. But I used kind of my brother a lot. I was in his shadow, so he was a super smart one always, and I was not. So it was, I don't know, my family always, my parents just, like, just they always went for my brother, and I was just like, whatever. So I kind of used that. That's sort of like being in the shadow of a bright, smart brother. That
Mm.
experienced a lot too.
I wonder if that gave you the latitude, though, to be who you are today, right? Since the focus wasn't so intensely on you, that you could explore and, become the artist that you are.
Definitely. But I definitely think being an exchange student in America really helped me become just tough and brave. Say whatever I feel like I needed to that moment. Because in Japan, a Japanese education still, it's more like receiving lessons. It's not about, we don't even debate. Um, yeah, it's really different from here. So when I moved here, I was more like classic Japanese kind of student. I was kind of waiting to be called, stuff like that. But I realized if I was waiting, nobody asked me. So I felt like, oh, I gotta keep going. I have to push myself, and I didn't speak English that much. So it was really, I guess, interesting. I got a little bit homesick too. But that experience really helped me to just go to next, I guess, level, next step.
I love that concept too of the value of having an international experience. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Manitowoc International Relations Association is so interested in seeing this workshop come to Manitowoc, right? The more that we can expose the Manitowoc youth to a global perspective, I think, the more successful they can potentially be.
Right, right. I even didn't know that. I mean, Manitowoc in Wisconsin has this international like exchange student program. That's amazing.
Yeah, we're so excited. And this is the 30th anniversary. So we
Whoa.
really, and especially after the COVID interruption where no exchanges could happen, we really are interested in reinvigorating and
Yeah.
reintroducing. So Sharon, what else should people know? This is so exciting.
Well, I think it's so timely that Misako is coming because on a daily basis, parents and students ask me for graphic novels. I mean, as Misako said, manga is getting super popular in the United States. And the thing I'm always trying to tell parents and students is that graphic novels are books too, right? A lot of people think, oh, it's easy to read a comic book, da 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 da. If your child is a reluctant reader, give them a graphic novel because it's going to open up worlds for them, and it is reading. And that's why I'm so excited that graphic novels are going to get the spotlight in this way, the spotlight they truly deserve.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
and
true.
art is such a great outlet too, don't you think, for expressing your creativity, Misako?
Yes. Oh, yes. Because I feel like drawing is not about what I learned from just the teaching over years. I learned that teaching drawing is not just about technique, but also make. I feel like it helped them feel and then just think and draw freely, just outside of a box, and that's gonna help them grow as a person, as a human. So I think that's like manga. Sometimes yes, maybe parents just think like, what manga? What is that? Maybe just feel hesitated, but once you get to know, and especially like the book I'm making is about not just about Japanese girl, it's about everybody, even America, those kids they can just really relate it to. So I really want them to just sort of just touch the book and start reading.
And this is such an exciting opportunity. I'm going to put this information up again because we are talking about Misako Rocks. She is coming to Manitowoc for a manga drawing workshop on Saturday, September 30th. It's at 1 p.m. It's at the Manitowoc Public Library. It is a completely free event, ages 11 to 18. Registration opens on Friday, September 15th. I'm so excited about this. Misako, when you're not drawing your own manga,
Mhm.
what manga are you reading? Do you have any that you particularly follow?
Ooh.
Are there any you're interested in currently?
Yes, so while these are my manga collections, I mean, you can see sort of a little bit from Japan. I brought some of like a first editions from 1980s from Japan a long time ago. But I like reading boys comic, but not like sci-fi so much. I like reading about more samurai, Japanese history, that type of books, but also a lot sports,
Hmm.
like a baseball manga. I kind of like I like the sports, sort of like yeah, that type of a pure, just about pure those culture. I like reading that.
I didn't even know there was a baseball manga. That's so interesting to
Yes,
know.
there's so many. That's the thing. Actually, in Japan, we do have so many manga books for every age. Even my dad, he still reads manga.
Mhm.
My mom too. So we do have a lot different kind of a books. I mean, manga books.
You know, what's cool too is reading a manga, for example. So from Japan, it's a great way to be exposed to different like cultural references. So my son was reading and he was like, "Mom, what does it mean when they like sneeze and then somebody's like, oh, somebody was thinking about me?" And so we like looked it up and found out that like, oh, when you sneeze, it means somebody's like talking about you, right? Talking or thinking about you. And we didn't know that until we read that in the manga.
Yeah, I guess I even didn't think that way, but it's so true. Also, like a lot of manga books, they do have a what is called sound effect, like or those sounds a lot, and I know it's really hard for them to sort of translate in English. So to me, it's kind of interesting to see, just like, that's how they switched or sort of translated to. I like that kind of part of it to just find.
That's cool. So not only do you do the drawings in your book, did you write the story as well?
Yes, I usually write and I draw. I do both. So it takes a long time to make a one book.
Do you do the story first and then draw the
Yes.
pictures? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
usually before I like to just drawing, it's called thumbnails. It's like an egg shape, each panels, and then put script. But I sort of switched the working style because my agent really recommended to just write first. So it's like a movie script writer. At first I just write everything. Every character's like what they're saying from beginning to the end. Then I hand it to my editor, and then while she's just reading it, also I start sort of making a thumbnails. It's like a storyboard. Then pencil, ink, and a color. So it takes year to make one book.
Wow. Yeah, and I noticed that your book is all in color,
I
right? Like
know. That's why it took. I mean, bounce back was a. I even didn't hire assistant for this one, volume one. But no such thing as perfect. That was a bounce back too. I do have assistant in Indonesia, so she helps me to just go through just the base colors. So bounce back one, it took sometimes like 8 hours to finish one page.
what? Okay,
Yeah,
8 hours per page. Look at how many pages there are.
I know.
Wow,
That's I
Misako.
always tell students, please don't skip any page. Just please read carefully.
And like if you I noticed too, I just have a couple of images here. Like look at how much detail is in this image.
Aw, thank you. Yeah, for these, I use Copic markers. It's a manga marker. It's like an alcohol based. It's a really beautiful color collection they have. So I use them for Instagram sketches. So I usually show the process of coloring everything in a way. So that's one of the drawings I made.
It's beautiful. Does this character have a name? Does she appear in the books?
Oh, she's a lyrical. It's a little bit older looking.
Oh, this is okay. And so then this is also Lidiko?
Yes. So now this is more like a much younger looking.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know why, but when I make sketches for Instagram or YouTube, my characters they look older. But when I make it, everything in the computer looks the way it should be. I guess the way I don't know, like when I got really into just coloring and expression all the facial features, I guess my sketches they tend to look slightly older. But in the end, I like the way they look either way, computer one or just a manual. hand drawing.
Gotcha. So, okay, looking at this picture, for example, where do you start? What do you start with? Do you
For
start?
this, okay.
Yeah.
I start with just a sketch, with a pencil, and I work really fast. So for this, I mean, I have to check all the Pokemon, the characters, but I think I did in pencil maybe less 10 minutes. 10 minutes, then ink, another 10 minutes. I think coloring this one took a while because there are so many characters. Let's
Mhm.
say 30 minutes,
Wow.
something like
Okay.
that.
That's amazing.
Yes.
So is one of these Pokemon representing your brother? No, I'm just kidding.
My brother, yeah, my brother. I guess he was not. We didn't grow up with a Pokemon. We're not the Pokemon generation in Japan. I think if maybe 5 years younger ones, they were. We are more like into other comics, like a
What?
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
If you
Oh,
know.
okay.
Yes,
Okay. Yes.
that's kind of our generation.
Nice. Nice. Misako, what else would you like people to know about coming to your drawing workshop?
I just want them to feel so excited about this event because it's gonna be just jam packed. I'm gonna show behind the scenes of this bounce back series making through my computer. I'm gonna show them with using Photoshop. Then I'm gonna teach them how to draw step by step. So I do have a lot samples of facial features, so people can vote which one they want to draw. So it's gonna be really fun, and then maybe hopefully Q&A in the end, and I'm gonna sign your books if you bring. So it's gonna be fun, and don't be shy, and don't be afraid of making mistakes. Everybody does.
I love
I
it.
do all the time. So that's what I want to say.
Oh, that's such great advice. Sharon, what else do you want people to know?
Just that, we're really grateful for this collaboration with Mira to bring Misako here. I mean, I think people don't realize that we're always trying to bring in guests that we hope will engage our patrons, and especially for this younger audience. It's really hard to get teens and preteens into the library, and so I really hope that this will be encouragement for them, because her message is so strong of just be creative, be yourself, let yourself speak through your art, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. And so I'm excited that we're able to bring this to Manitowoc.
Yeah, that's a powerful message. And Misako, viewer Tim just texted in. He said, I loved Bounce Back, and I am way outside of the target demographic.
Don't worry about it, but I'm so happy that, yay, Tim, thank you so much.
So we have had so much fun today. So if you want to have fun with Misako, just like we did today, but even more so because you'll be learning how to draw your own kawaii manga character, come to the Misako Rocks manga drawing workshop. It is at the Manitowoc Public Library on Saturday, September 30th, 1 o'clock p.m. in the Volkansky Room. This is a collaboration between the Manitowoc Public Library and the Manitowoc International Relations Association in honor of the 30th anniversary of the Sister City friendship between Manitowoc, Wisconsin and Kamogawa, Japan. We are so looking forward to welcoming Misako Rocks to Manitowoc.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I didn't know that like a sister city was a Kanagawa. That's a beautiful place.
Oh, Kamogawa.
Kamogawa. Wait,
Yeah.
that's in Kyoto?
No, Kamogawa is in Chiba.
Chiba. Oh, that section. My friends. Yes, I know that. Yeah. There's so many
also
same names
very,
everywhere.
very beautiful place. But yeah, people often think that we're saying Kanagawa, but it's Kamogawa.
Kamogawa, yes.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
a good place.
Misako Rocks, Misako, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm your host, Tina Prigge. You've been watching Coffee on the Coast, this special episode with Misako Rocks. She's coming to Manitowoc on September 30th. My guest today also, Sharon Verbeten from Manitowoc Public Library. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Coffee on the Coast. We'll see you again next time. Matane!
Matane!